Hey, hey, hey. Henry, recall the legacy of the fifth Henry, so we can be free, live in unity equally. Henry, the most unlikely Henry, to live in unity, you and me. Let the idea ring from sea to sea. Henry, start the symphony. Start the symphony. The orchestra's got the lead. It's the symphony of the fifth to make us free. Henry, so we can be living in unity. United Kingdom has to be. Henry, stop the wars that began with the dynasties. Henry, so we can be free in unity. Henry, yeah. Time to live equally. Sound the horn. All truth must be born, must be forged. Sometimes by the pen, sometimes by the sword. Hey, armor gotta be on. Division has to be strong. Youth has to grow and see it's called. Henry, make us free. We pledge a sword. We were free. Mortimer, Henry. Forgive me, Percy, Henry, the most unlikely who used to party. Forgive me, Percy, but he's gonna make us equal too. This is how we can end the wars of the dynasty and finally be free. Henry, I pledge a sword because he pledges life for you and me, so we can live in unity. Henry, let the fifth play for the symphony. Yes, he did raise. Yes, he did raise in the 3 days. Yes, he did raise. Yes, he did raise in the 3 days. How did the rock end up that way? Push to the side, push to the right, it couldn't sway. How powerful would the wind be to just move it that way? Who was there besides the guards who turned pale in their face? Yes, he did raise, recalling the days. Being the Messiah could be pain, but sin he never made. He took that to the grave, but never touched the dirt, not the earth. Yes, he did raise, cause his soul was clean. It would never dirty itself that way. Yes, he did raise. Yes, he did raise, by the good God's grace. Yes, he did raise, in just 3 days. Not even the spirit could take his life away. Yes, he did raise. Raise like a grain, raise like a seed, raise like a rose with a crown of thorns. Sound the horn when he comes back that way. Yes, he did raise. They were amazed by his grace, by his faith. That was the Messiah's fate. The Messiah's fate, he had to play that role. Many prophecies had to remain. He never strayed from the way. Yes, he did raise. By our God's grace. By God's grace. Yes, he did raise. That's why we praise. That's why we can pray. That's why we can lay down at his feet night and be safe. At night and be safe. I'm his night and I'm safe. Yes, he did raise. In the 3 days, rose from the grave, from the tomb. How did the rock end up that way? Yes, he did raise. The wind couldn't have taken it away. By the good God's grace, yes, he did raise.